Greetings, empowered souls. It's Shelly Bean. I hope you guys are doing well, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for being here. Happy June 2026. If you happen to be new here, hello, greetings. I'm glad you're here. And if you are returning, thank you so much for returning to my channel. I do appreciate you guys. So with that being said, this is going to be the June 2026 messages for Gemini. Happy birthday, Gemini. If your birthday is today, happy solar return. Many, many more blessings to you. This is indeed your season. And Gemini, I'm just tapping into the energy to see what's up with y'all for June 2026. Keep in mind that whatever I channel, whatever comes up in these readings, not every portion, not everything is going to apply to every Gemini, of course. But I know you have the discernment to take what resonates for you. This could be past energy that I pick up, present energy, and or future predictive energy. And also keep in mind, energy does change. Not everything is always set in stone. So with that being said, Gemini, let's see what you guys happening, what you guys have happening for your season for this month of June 2026. If you guys are still here, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up like button. It does help my channel continue to make it through the thick algorithm here on YouTube. So I do appreciate that. Also, if you haven't already, please share and subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. All right, so let's see what you guys got going on for this month, Gemini. Holy Divine Spirit, what's up for Gemini Collective? June 2026, please and thank you. I'm not going to take that. I wasn't ready for that. So also, just a quick reminder, you guys can always fast forward through my shuffling process. We got the Empress in reverse. What else do we have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, June 2026? Holy Spirit, please and thank you. We got the King of Cups. Please give me a third message, a third card from this tarot deck, Holy Spirit, for Gemini Collective, June 2026. Ten of Wands. Okay. So again, we have the King of Cups that came out. We have the Empress in reverse, and we have the Ten of Wands. So there's something burdensome in your energy, Gemini, because I do feel like this is you, the Empress in reverse. There is something burdensome that you find in this connection with a King of Cups. So I'm getting that this Ten of Wands, which talks about burden, heavy load, taking on a lot, responsibility, stress. This is something that I feel that could be taking you out of your feminine energy, because the Empress in the upright, that's the ultimate, that is the divine feminine energy, as you can see here. And please disregard the gender, guys. But you're in the opposite, you're in the reverse of that energy. So you possibly could be feeling like in a connection that you have with a King of Cups energy, a King of Cups person. And this King of Cups is in the upright. But there could be something about this King of Cups connection that you have that may be making you feel more in your masculine energy instead of your feminine energy, you know, being the receiver. You could be or have been in a situation where you feel like you may have been giving too much of yourself, Gemini, in a connection. Because being a giver an overgiver. It possibly, due to some type of insecurities or dependency or codependency, I should say. Um, those things can arise when we tend to overgive in a situation, or when we try to make things happen in a connection, maybe even overcompensate in a particular connection. So I'm getting this energy from you guys. And I do feel like it does have something to do with this King of Cups. Now, this person doesn't have to be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They could just have that King of Cups, that water sign energy, or have water signs heavily placed in their chart. But there's a connection, I feel, Gemini, that you guys have, excuse me, where it's taking you out of your divine feminine energy. Instead of you being the receiver, you're possibly have been an overgiver in a situation that has caused a burden, that has caused stress, mental stress. Could even be causing in some way physical stress. But definitely with the Empress being in reverse, it also blocks your creativity. And that could be creativity in any area of your life. You could be feeling like you can't create, like you can't manifest, or there's a blockage in your ideas and your thoughts and things that could work well in your favor. There could be some that could cause a blockage in your energy, in your creativity. Is when you overgive in a situation. Let's get some more on this energy here. Holy Divine Spirit. What else for Gemini Collective, June 2026? Please clarify the cards and energy already on the table for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for June 2026. Please and thank you. What's going on with this energy, Holy Spirit, for Gemini Collective, June 2026? We got the Page of Cups in the reverse. What else? Okay, I'm being told to take those. You got the Ten of Cups. And you got the Five of Wands. Okay, interesting. So Page of Cups reversed. Five of Wands in the upright. And the Ten of Cups in the upright. We have the Ten of Cups, guys, that landed under the King of Cups here. We have the Five of Wands that landed under the Empress. And we have the Page of Cups that landed under the Ten of Wands. Yeah, there's some type of conflict or fighting or argument. It could be internal conflict. I feel more it's like internal conflict with you, Gemini. There's something. So Gemini, what I'm getting, and this could be for a specific person, it doesn't have to be for a lot of you guys, but I'm going to say what I am getting because I always honor what's coming through. I get a sense of insecurity in a connection, or insecurity within yourself about something, Gemini. Because with this Page of Cups, for me, depending on the cards around it and what I get, sometimes the Page of Cups can imply an immature person or a child, emotional immaturity. The Page of Cups in reverse. That can imply emotional immaturity, immature person, even childlike behavior. But with the Empress in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse and the Five of Wands in the upright, I feel like there's some type of insecurity or uncertainty that you might be battling with internally, Gemini, regarding this King of Cups and this Ten of Cups. This King of Cups could desire a Ten of Cups with you, a happily ever after with you in a connection. So yeah, I'm getting strongly that this message is gearing towards some type of relationship between you and someone else, specifically romantic. I feel like this King of Cups wants this Ten of Cups with you, and you also desire a Ten of Cups, but there's some type of, I feel like there's some type of internal conflict that you have maybe within yourself, Gemini, about it. Could be an issue of feeling good enough for this King of Cups, good enough to have this long-term connection with this person. I feel like there's something that you could be battling internally about yourself. But this King of Cups, let me get a little bit more about this King of Cups, because this King of Cups is in the upright, and the Ten of Cups was under this King of Cups. Let me just get a little bit more clarity. I don't want to make the video too long, but what else about this King of Cups, Divine Spirit, for Gemini Collective, June 2026? Okay, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so there's some type of lack of progress. There could be some lack of progress in investment in this connection. So this King of Cups, especially with, okay, we had the page of Wands on the top of the deck here. I was pointed to that. The Page of Wands on the top of this deck. And then we had the Moon here at the bottom of the deck. But with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this King of Cups could feel like you may have doubts, or that you may not want to invest in this connection, that you may not want the same things in this connection. That's what I'm getting for somebody here. So the burden I feel, Gemini, is there's a burden that you have of a decision, or feeling like you can be happy with this King of Cups, or that you can be happy and you're happily ever after, something that you may really desire but may not know how to attain. Or you may have doubts about how you can make that happen for yourself, based on maybe some internal insecurities, or maybe codependencies, or self-doubt, self-value, or self-worth issues here, which a lot of us have had. So I know I can personally relate. Once upon a time, so been there, done that. So it's what a lot of us humans go through, especially in connections with people. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. I feel like the King of Cups may be feeling like you're not wanting to and really invest, that you're having doubts about investing, and that there's clearly some lack of progress between you guys, where I see this person wants to take things further with you, Gemini, but with this moon, there's like hidden, again, with the moon, there's doubts about love or the relationship. And the doubts I feel are from your end, Gemini. What is the potential likely outcome of this situation, Holy Spirit, for Gemini Collective? And keep in mind, guys, again, energies can always change. Not everything is set in stone. What is the potential likely outcome for Gemini Collective in this situation, Holy Spirit? Please and thank you. A Four of Swords in the upright, which talks about taking a break, pulling back, thinking, resting, getting yourself mentally, in a better place, thinking about things, needing to take a time out to really think and contemplate. So that's your energy, Gemini. I feel that that's more what you feel like you need to do, especially with the Ten of Wands energy, feeling overburdened, stressed, a bit overwhelmed. I feel Gemini first. Let me say also what else I'm getting. For somebody here, I feel like someone could feel like the very thing that they've always wanted and asked for in maybe a relationship or a connection or a person, it's there in front of them. But now that it's there in front of them, they're questioning whether or not it's too good to be true. Someone is questioning whether or not the very thing that they've asked for or maybe even prayed for is too good to be true, now that it's there in front of them. So this could be something that could be currently going on for somebody here, or this could be a situation that is predictive energy that could be coming up for some of you guys or someone. But that's what I'm getting for somebody here. All right, Gemini, with that said, let's get the full moon energy message for you, because we are still in the full moon in Sagittarius energy. That can last from 2 weeks up to 30 days. So we are very much still in the full blue moon of Sagittarius. So let's see what messages you have here in this energy. And also too, the full moon energy is typically one where it has you contemplating things, maybe even second guessing some things. That's where a lot of things come to the surface, is during the full moon, almost kind of similar to Mercury retrograde energy. Okay, I'm being to take these two. Okay, wow. It says it's time to take action. Gemini, it's time to take some kind of action. So maybe the action is that you guys will step back, or maybe decide to take a break, or need some space, need some time to think about things and contemplate. Rest. Okay, that could also be a good thing, to actually physically rest. And then we have nothing will come of this situation. Now, that could mean a couple of things. That could mean nothing will come of this situation in terms of whatever it is that you doubt or fear. There's been a prayer that's been answered in terms of a relationship or connection or person. And now that it's there, or when it arrives, again, you may be questioning it. And so nothing will come of this situation. Could mean for some of you guys that you have unfounded fears and worries, that the thing that you fear and worry about won't come to pass in this particular situation, that it's just your fears and or insecurities that are creating these perceptions or illusions. Okay. And for some of you guys, nothing will come of this situation could also possibly mean that nothing will develop or continue in this connection. You may decide after resting a rest period with the Four of Swords, you may decide that you don't want to continue in the connection. But I feel it's more for, I don't feel like that's for a lot of you guys. Okay, but it is time to take some type of action, Gemini. And I do feel like this is action specifically towards taking time out to really think and contemplate and meditate and physically rest. Now, last but not least, I'm going to get an oracle message for you guys from this Blocked and Blessed deck. Just a heads up, this deck is very sassy, very sarcastic, and has some humor to it, but it definitely tells it like it is. So if you guys don't want to hear anything like that, you don't want to be told like it is from this deck, then I would skip this part. Holy Divine Spirit, what message do we have for Gemini Collective as we close out this message? Please and thank you. And keep in mind, even with it being sassy and sarcastic, it's always still for your greatest and highest good. And it's done out of love. Okay. We have stop writing fan fiction in your head, babe. If they wanted to, they would, period. Truth, reality, check, and action. Exactly. There's something that some of you guys could be, you could be creating a narrative or story within your mind about a particular connection and or person that you've actually prayed for or have wanted. And that could be done out of just the fear. You know how like a lot of times we desire certain things and we want certain things, then when we actually get them, we start to doubt it. We wonder if it's too good to be true. The very thing that we want, we start to push away, or the very thing that we want, we start to have fears about. And that's very normal and typical of us to do. But this is, for me, this is also even more confirmation for somebody out here that someone very well could be creating a false narrative within their mind from the root of ego and fear. Mostly from that root of fear and self-doubt, and maybe not feeling good enough to actually have the very thing that they wanted. So that's for somebody. I hope that this message was helpful for somebody and that it resonated. As always, guys, Gemini, again, happy birthday. This is your season. If this is your day, happy birthday. I hope you enjoy your day to the fullest. And until the next upload, guys, be well and be at peace. Ashe.